Hey everyone, how are you? I am Coach Linda, and this is 100 Days of Purpose. And we are on day number 55. Can you believe it? We're moving right along. And today we're going to talk about no one left behind. Um, it's important that when we are being strategic and when we are being intentional and on purpose with our life and the things that we encounter in life, that we then recognize and understand that I can't be selfish. I can't say, okay, well, I'm doing well and I'm living my life and, I have purpose and I know the meaning of my life and I know why I exist. And so I'm just going to go do my thing and I'm not going to reach back and help somebody else. We can't do that because if we do that, then we are becoming a stumbling block for somebody else. We are becoming a stumbling block for people who need that information. Or let's flip it on this side. We can't have the solution for situations and circumstances and problems that people have and say, well, I'm not going to tell them how to get out of that situation, or I'm not going to share my information with them because it's for me. It helped me get through. And so why should I share it with somebody else? They can go out and find it on themselves. They can go Google it, right? We can't do that. We have got to be willing to share the solutions that we have been given, that have been inputted on the inside of us, because they were given to us to be shared by someone else or to be shared to someone else. And so this is one of the things that I tell myself is that all of the things I've been through in life, all of the things I've experienced in life, whether good, bad, or indifferent, right? All those things, I've experienced them so I can then help somebody else that's going through something similar, because we have to understand not everyone is going through the same exact thing. Two people could have been beat up, right? But the fights were different. The circumstances for the fights were different. Two people could have been raped, but the situation and circumstances were different. And so, and it goes on and on. When you look at things in life that happen, two people could have bought a house, but the circumstances were different. Two people filed their taxes, but the circumstances are different. It doesn't matter what you apply it to. It just matters that if I have information, I have two businesses. I have Done Right Financial Solutions. I have Destined to Be You. Both of these businesses, I help individuals that are broken. Why? Because my high level mission in life is to bring wholeness to the broken. And so whether I do it through financial coaching, or whether I do it through life coaching, or whether I do it through the ministry, or whether I do it through just every day going in and doing what it is that I do as a human being, I need to recognize that I can leave no one behind. I cannot allow someone to sit there and struggle, and I know that I have information that would be useful and needful for them or to them. And so what I do is I tell myself, I didn't go through this for naught. I didn't go through this so I can say that I went through this. I've gone through the things I've gone through in life, good, bad, or indifferent. I've gone through those things so that I can share my knowledge with someone else. Now, they can choose to use it or not use it, but I must share it because no one is left behind. No one gets to have to figure it out on their own. I wish there were people in my life when I was going through my struggle that would have said, hey, no, I'm going to take that back, because there were some people that did it, but not everyone did it, because they were willing just to write me off and talk about me and say how messed up I was, how mixed up I was, right? How difficult I was. They didn't want to deal with, this girl is difficult because she's been hurt, or this girl has gone through some stuff that has gotten her this way. And so they just wrote me off and said, you know what, she's a bad seed. We're not dealing with her. That's Linda. Put her over there in the corner. Let her be who she's going to be. Let her do what she's going to do. And when I got to the point where enough was enough. I had to pull myself out of that pit. And I thank God for those that saw, Linda, you can do more. Linda, you can be better, right? They saw that I could exist in a different mindset than I was. And they spoke to that. And even though I didn't understand it at the time, when they would say stuff like, you're one day you're going to be this, or one day you're going to do this, one day you're going to realize that you don't have to be this, or you don't have to be that. When I started to really understand what they were saying, they were long gone, right? Some had passed on, some had were too old or had moved away, and I couldn't locate them. But I just kind of said a thank you to the air, because wherever they were, whether they were buried 6 feet under or they were still alive, I just said a thank you to the air, because I realized that they did not leave me behind, right? They were there to lift me up. And so now it's my turn not to leave someone behind. And when people come to me, regardless of their age, if they're going through and they're struggling, it's up to me to say, I'm going to be helpful. I'm going to give them the information that I have. And that information may not be all the information that they need, but it's going to be enough information that's going to get them from where they are to where they're trying to get to. And so no one gets left behind. You have a solution on the inside of you. Be strategic, intentional, and deliberate about what you are doing. Do it on purpose. Do it on purpose so that you can see and feel the joy of knowing that somebody got out of the pit because you were willing to share your story. You were willing to share your knowledge. You were willing to say what others would not say to them. And then sometimes you'll find out that some people didn't say things, but they saw and they prayed. Maybe they, did something to make it easier for you to be able to step up, to be able to make a decision. And you don't even know that they did it. Maybe they knew that you needed, let's say, for instance, so it's not so vague, but let's say you're trying to start a business. And so this person didn't come to you and say, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to do X, Y, Z. They went to someone that they believed that you could confide in. And they said, hey, look, you might want to go talk to Linda about this. And so now this strange person comes up to you and says, hey, have you ever thought about such and such and such? Or I was talking with this one and this came up, and I want to know what your thoughts are on it. But you'll never know that person went knowing that conversation would spark you and get you to do something differently. No one left behind. No one left behind. No one left behind. Gone away are the days of us keeping stuff close to our chest and not sharing. Now, I'm not talking about your personal business. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the gift, the solution. I'm talking about the thing that you were born with that needs to be shared. Don't keep it to yourself. If you're good with money, share how you got good with money. You got a way of getting your degree where it's not distressful and you don't have to go into debt. Share that information. Share that information. No one left behind. No one left behind. You got to be strategic, intentional, and on purpose, deliberately on purpose with what you do and what you say. I'm always shocked when I find out that, I know a person to be this way or to do this one thing. And then I find out that they had their hands in, all kinds of social justices and charities. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know they were doing all that. I just thought they were this, or I just thought they did that. But we got to get past our limitations. We got to get past what we think we're able and capable of doing, and know that there are people that are trusting you. They're trusting you. They don't even know you yet, but they're trusting that when you come, you're going to come with the answers that they need. They're praying and saying, God, send the answer. And you are walking in a totally different opposite direction. And all of a sudden you make a U-turn and you head towards that person, and you never ask yourself why. You never say, oh, how did I end up here when I was trying to get over there? Purpose makes a way. Purpose always finds a way. And I think, as quiet as it's kept, I think that even when you are pushing against it, right? Even when you are saying, okay, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. Purpose has a way of directing you towards it, because it's something on the inside of you. It's like a magnetic force. It just pulls you. Purpose finds a way. And it's up to you to determine in your mind, I'm not going to leave anyone behind. Everyone that I'm supposed to help, everyone that I come in contact with, I'm going to share this knowledge, because sometimes you don't even know if that person is the right person. You just know that they asked the right question. No one left behind. I am Coach Linda. This is 100 Days of Purpose. We will be back tomorrow with another tidbit for your life. In the meantime, remember, only those that can see the invisible can achieve the impossible. So dare to be you, and the world will adjust.